All right, this infrared image shows the point at which we successfully knocked down a missile, and we did it with technology so advanced. The reminder to the North Koreans was, yeah, we can do this, like a bullet hitting a bullet. You've heard that analogy before, but I think it's brilliant because it shows just the impossible, daunting task that would seem to technologically pull off, but we did. Now, is it going to get the North Koreans to change and maybe to ease up on all these tests that have become, in fact, have been lately, a weekly event? Former U.S. Green Beret Scott Mann. Scott, what do you think?
I don't know, Neil. Thanks for having me on. You know, I mean, it's encouraging to see the test go that kind of way. It's almost reminiscent of, you know, the Cold War era when that technology was really being pushed hard, and it's hard to believe we're back at that now. But I mean, it is encouraging to see that. The other thing that I would just say to any politicians that are thinking about budgeting and things like that is, you know, North Korea is actively moving toward a strike capability. They're saying within the next 5 years they may have it. So this testing is going to have to continue, and it's going to have to get better and better because these folks aren't going to back off.
You know, I always think it's not so much what you want to get out of Kim Jong-un, the North Korean leader, but what you want to get out of his chief sponsor of the region, or at least the one who backs him up through all these sanctions, China. And I always get, and you know this better than I, but I always get the impression that maybe China can't control this nutcase. So what do you think?
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I mean, I'm not sure that they control the strings as much as some might think. And, you know, I'm just thinking about the test they did not that long ago. I'm not sure if it was on their Independence Day or their Armed Forces Day, but they launched a barrage of just tactical artillery.
Right.
You know, and we have to think about the fact that, you know, he could rubble Seoul within minutes using tactical artillery and combat aircraft.
But, Scott, wouldn't they know? I've always heard that. They have that ability to do that, but they would know that would be a suicidal venture for them, right? All right, so you take out Seoul, God forbid. You take out yourself in the process. I mean, that's just a given, right?
You know, I don't necessarily think that would be the case with tactical artillery. I mean, you're just talking about, you know, artillery pieces that could fire a relatively short distance. These are
but that we would respond that way, if not South Korea.
Sure,
they're incapable.
I
mean, so they know.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying, that would be a suicidal mission on their part, or maybe they don't care, or maybe that's the risk of dealing with someone, you know, whose oars aren't in the water.
I think that's just the gamesmanship of international politics when you're dealing with a lot of these rogue states. What really is, you know, their ideology and commitment to it. And I'll tell you one other thing that concerns me about this, Neil, and it ties back to your last segment, is when we have political leaders and, you know, leaders without titles in this country holding up the dead, you know, the heads of dead presidents, and just the level of division and disunity that we have in this country right now with a threat like that at the door and what just happened in Manchester. As a former soldier and as a guy who has buddies still serving overseas in harm's way, man, it's really hard to watch that. It's really hard to watch that kind of division in our country when we have a threat like this.
Our enemies laugh at us. Our enemies laugh at us when they see something like that.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Scott, thank you very much, and for your service to this country. Thank you.